Hey guys, I'm back once again. MKS here with another video and some more tea. Running a bit low on milk, but anyway, sorry. Thought in honor of both Dyslexia Awareness and Black History Month, I tested you. I don't know if you passed this test, but you might notice on the title I've deliberately put it the wrong way around. That was to test you. So I put what was it? Dyslexia. I tried to put Black Awareness and Dyslexia History. So I wanted to see if you noticed. I don't know if anyone noticed that. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, I wanted to talk about some of the entrepreneurship amongst both the Black and dyslexic community. Again, for Dyslexia Awareness and Black History, as I call it, Black History and Empowerment, and Dyslexia Awareness and Empowerment. And that's my dog just opened the door, by the way. Yeah, so on YouTube, I've seen quite a few videos about. That was probably a ghost, but anyway, sorry. On YouTube, I've seen quite a few videos of dyslexic entrepreneurs, as I've talked about in my previous video. But I've also seen quite a lot of entrepreneurship in Africa. Most people, when they talk about Africa, talk about the negative things that are happening in Africa, the violence, poverty, crime, and all that sort of stuff. But I think it's important to tell the positive stories and how Africa can come together and be empowered through entrepreneurship and technology and improvements. So I've seen lots of positive stories about Africa, and I hope that more of those positive stories are told to people around the world about Africa and the opportunities. And I think Africa still has, as a continent, still has many excellent resources. And if it worked together, I think it could do really well. Like so many countries like India and China, Russia, UK, US, and all sorts of countries around the world want to go into Africa because it must have obviously some great resources for those countries to want to be there. But I think when those countries go into Africa, I think that the African countries should ask for what they want as well and have a list of goals that they want to accomplish, which they ask countries that are trying to go into the continent. And if they work together to say, you know, you need to empower our youth through technology and entrepreneurship and things like that. As ever, I'd love to hear your thoughts and all that. But yeah, I think that there's quite a lot of stories about entrepreneurship in Africa, and in the future, I hope there'll be lots of dyslexic entrepreneurs, specifically from Africa, being empowered. You know, I think that would be an excellent thing. But if you look on YouTube, there's so many examples of entrepreneurship in Africa, and when you hear on the media or elsewhere, you often hear negative stories from Africa. But I think that that's only part of the story. And if Africans work together, I'm sure they can do some great stuff with their resources and by working together. I think all the different African countries, all 54 of them, and the diaspora, but also there's about 1 billion people in Africa, and I think if they work together, they can achieve some great stuff. So I hope they will work together. But I also want to talk about dyslexia, actually getting back to dyslexia as well, about the entrepreneurship. And according to the research, 20% of self-made millionaires in the UK and about 35% in the US are dyslexic, which is a fairly decent number. And there are many pieces of info that show that, according to research, there's a lot of great strengths that come with dyslexia. And I think if more dyslexics are encouraged, hopefully we can achieve even more as a community. me personally, I've talked about before that I'd like to be a philanthropist. So most of my money I'd like to give away anyway if I make good money. But I think for other dyslexics, they might have different goals, or they might need to be inspired or believe in themselves. Yeah, so hopefully I'll find a list of as many dyslexic entrepreneurs as possible, and try to share that list. So I hope you found this. Sorry about my dog. I hope you found this video as ever informative, and maybe for my next videos I need to get some research done that I can share in the video. So have a great time anyway. Peace and love, hugs and all that. Love you guys.